Hello all, welcome back to Be a Creative. This week's video it was a challenge in more ways than one. I'll explain in a minute. I have been feeling a little artistically stagnant lately. I've had a hard time coming up with ideas both for my YouTube channel and just for my own personal artistic when I play just for myself as I'm not filming. Nothing's really been inspiring me lately, but I am almost always reinvigorated by a good art challenge. I love those because they do exactly what they're supposed to do. They challenge you to learn a new technique or to work in a different style or with a different color combination. They kind of push you to think outside the box. But because I also kind of follow the beat of my own drum, I didn't want to do somebody else's challenge. I decided to set a challenge for myself. And because most art challenges want you to think outside the box, I'm a little oppositional. I decided to challenge myself to think inside the box. So that is what I'm doing here. I have gessoed a page in my Dina Wakley Media Journal with just plain white gesso, and I have sketched out 6 boxes in 6 different sizes. The challenge that I have set for myself is to only work inside these 6 boxes. All of my painting, anything that I'm going to do, I'm only going to do it inside these boxes. I'm outlining the boxes with that's a Jane Davenport pen. I think that's the name of it. No, that's not the official name of it. It's one of her mixed media pens. I forgot I had it, and I've been trying to use it more. I actually really like it. The black is really nice. It gives a really nice dark line that even if you paint over top of it, you can still see it. So what I've decided to do in my little boxes is I'm going to create a scene. I'm laid down some Dina Wakley heavy body acrylics. That's Sky and Peacock with a little bit of white gesso. And I'm trying really to just create some clouds. I'm not a cloud maker. I think this is probably the first time I've ever tried to do that. I was pleased with the outcome. I thought they looked like clouds. I just took the white paint and I'm just kind of dabbing it on gently, and then I'm going back underneath the bottom of the cloud, that was in air quotes, to just darken it up and give it a little bit of dimension, which seems like that's what people do when they paint clouds. So that's what I did. Like I said, I was really pleased with the results, and I think the clouds in the top box actually look really nice. I am going to bring that sky scene down into that second box as well here in just a few seconds, because while I kind of came up with this challenge off the cuff, and I had a rough idea after I drew my boxes what I wanted to do, but I am kind of winging it right here, and I think it worked. I liked it. Like I said, I think it's super pretty. So speaking of challenges, I decided that I don't know if I'm spreading some happiness or if I'm spreading some misery, but I am challenging each of you to take up this type of challenge as well. I am calling it the Stay Inside the Lines Challenge for Be a Creative. And what I would like you to do, if you so choose, it's taking everything in me right now to not quote Mission Impossible. Do you guys know how hard that is for me? If you would like to participate, these are the rules. Randomly draw 6 boxes onto your art journal page or tag or whatever you would like to do. Try to get the boxes as close as you can to the ones that I drew, but you don't have to be exact. Like, please don't feel like you have to pull out a ruler or something like that and measure out the boxes. Just try to, get as close as you can. And the rules are very simple. All you have to do is stay inside the lines. If you break the rules, that's okay, because here in a minute I'm actually going to break my own rules, because this was actually kind of hard. I kind of took for granted the freedom of having limited space, so I had to think a little constructively about how to create my scene and things like that. So that's your challenge. I'd like each of you guys to try it. I'd like to. I really hope you guys will try this challenge. I think it'll be a lot of fun. If you do, then check the description box below because I have put a hashtag for you to use on Instagram. I would love to see how your challenge results come out. I have just talked right over top of me moving on to the next step. I apologize. What I decided to do at this point was to get my flowers into my drawing. And I have stamped out some, I think that is the Good Idea stamp set by Dina Wakley. I stamped out those stamps over top of a scrap piece of paper where I had been stamping off and doing some gel plating, brayering off on. Stamped it out, cut it out, and now I'm just going back in with some scribble sticks to add just a little bit of color and dimension, but I don't want to cover up some of that really great texture that's in the flower. I'm using cheddar here in the middle of the flowers because as someone mentioned in my previous video, blue and orange are awesome color combinations. So I was thinking of you when I was doing that. Random person that I can't remember your name right now. You know who you are. So now I have to figure out placement. And this is where I realized how hard this challenge actually is. I'm trying to figure out how to get my flowers in my boxes, and they don't fit. As you can see, they just don't fit. And I was like, Shannon, this is a challenge and you don't make the rules. Literally, I make the rules to this challenge. So I decided that as much as I had just sat down and came up with all of these rules for this, rules are also made to be broken, people. So if you're doing the challenge as well and you have to go outside the boxes a little bit, that's okay. And I think for this particular scene, I really liked having the flowers pop off the page just a little bit. After I got those colored, I stuck them down with some foam adhesives, and now I'm taking my Stabilo All pencil. I'm going back over a sketch line to add in the stems, and I really like the broken look that it gives. Now I'm going to add a little bit of stamping, and because I've already broken my own rules, see how long that lasted? Literally, I was able to follow the rules for like, what, 3 minutes before I broke them. I'm adding some stamping in just to create the illusion and texture of grass at the bottom, and so that the scene didn't look so flat. I really liked how this was coming together, and I decided that it needed just a little something, so I'm trying to go back in with one of, I think that's evergreen in the scribble stick. I'm trying to add some texture into the grass so that it doesn't look quite so flat. I was not successful. That didn't do anything. You could totally skip that step. I did decide that the flowers needed some leaves. The leaves were my undoing, I think, with this challenge. Looking back on this now, I probably could have left the leaves off. But at the time, it just felt unfinished without leaves. I don't know. Let me know what you think. Do you guys think it looked better before I put the leaves on or not? Either way, that's the challenge. I hope you guys will take me up on it. Don't forget to @ me and use the hashtag in the description box below. Thanks so much for stopping by, and I will see you next time.